the corner, the corner, the corner. Hey, welcome. Come on into Cousin Ed's Corner. This podcast is where you will find real, authentic conversation. Organic conversation. Like you're at home with your cousin. It's about life. It's about finance. It's about spirituality. It's about love. And everything in between. I'm your host, Cousin Ed. I'm excited to bring you along on this journey to explore life. Listen, let's sit back and enjoy a wide range of topics. I have some diverse guests coming on, a wide range of spectrum of thoughts. My goal is to create a space for all of us to connect, all of us to learn each other, and all of us to communicate. It's really not about me. It's about the community as a whole. Let's enjoy this. Let's sit back. Let's think about our past. Let's move into our future. It's about the corner, the corner, the corner. So no matter how you cut it or slice it, we're all here together. I'm just here to give you a piece of my heart, my mind, my soul, and my mentals. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Cousin Ed's Corner. The corner, the corner, the corner.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. We are back. We are back. We are back with another one. Cousin Ed's Corner. When my sister wins, we all win. And I got another banger for y'all, man. We are winning again with another sister that is doing big things out here in the community. And I'm just glad to have her on the show. It's been a minute. We've been trying to link up and finally got a chance to link today on this show. And I'm glad to have her on. I think this is going to be a great conversation. I want to introduce Queen. I always call my sister's Queen Lisa James to Cousin Ed's Corner. Welcome to Cousin Ed's Corner.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. I know we played phone tag. I ain't saying phone tag. Sound like back in the day. We played internet tag for some time, and I appreciate everything you have been following and getting back to me in correspondence. So I just appreciate you coming on the show. So the thanks goes to you. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. I feel blessed to be here. Thank you for being respectful and patient. I'm looking forward to this conversation. So
always. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to learning more about you and also having the audience of Cousin Ed's Corner learn more about you. So just without further ado, welcome. The brown is down low and the clear is up top. So you're welcome to anything in the cabinet. Sit back, relax, enjoy yourself. I know you got something in your cup already. Just enjoy yourself. So I always ask this question. We want to know something about you. We want to know about you. We want to learn who you are. So anytime I bring somebody on for the first time, I want to know who you are. I don't want to hear the pamper story, but I do want to hear about your upbringing. What got you to the point that you are who you are today? So if you don't mind just enlightening the audience, letting them know who you are and a little bit about yourself.
So if I could start with anything, I would absolutely talk about the fact that I was raised in a strict religious environment, but I am very spiritual. And I also am very much about mind over matter. So people that know me know that I am very task oriented. I'm about getting things done. I'm going to motivate people. I always got something that I'm trying to get into or trying to complete, or always tapping somebody on the shoulder, asking them, what they got going on. Did they finish it? Did they start it? So I'm just that person, and the people in my life's corner that's going to be always getting into something, always trying to help someone progress. So just to back it up a little bit, a lot of things that I do are based around my spirituality. When I do business, when I write, when I parent my kids, when I interact with anybody, I want them to know that I'm coming from a place of, I have strong morals. I want to respect people. I want to start off with respect. I want to help people grow. I'm always staying in my own lane, doing my own thing. I'm very much about metrics, and that's just it. I mean, I've spent a majority of my adult life loving God with all my heart, writing, raising my kids, going to school, and working hard. And those are the things that I excel at. So,
amen.
Yeah.
Now, I do hear accent. What accent do I hear?
I don't know, because you know what? I am from Springfield, Massachusetts, and
Okay.
I've been here for over 20-something years. But I don't know. I don't know what accent you're hearing, because
I hear the Massachusetts accent. I hear the northern accent in you. I'm also from Brooklyn, so I hear the accent from up
okay.
north.
I have to get you upset to hear something from you.
No, please,
You
please.
low key right now.
Yes, indeed. But in a lot of what you said, I saw myself in what you said. I feel that I'm most respectful to everyone, and I look to help everyone. So I hear and felt what you said. So I definitely feel you on that. So very spiritual. Yeah, I heard the distinction between spirituality and religion.
Mm-hmm.
You want to speak on
Yeah.
that? Because I heard you specifically said the difference.
Yeah, that's huge for me. Because I don't want to be associated with sub-societies or groups of people that are so religious that they ignore the spiritual aspect, having their own connection. Definitely not a follower. I'm definitely not about rituals and doing things just for the sake of doing them. I'm very protective about my relationship with God, and that's it. It's a huge distinction for me because of my past, because I've seen what it can do when people would rather follow a crowd than find their own connection, stay their own course. So for me, spirituality is me seeking out God for myself, me living a purposeful life, and me just living the best life that I can live. So I'm not saying you can't do that with religion. I'm just saying sometimes you can get caught up in doing things in such a just constantly
Methodical.
doing things in a repetitive way that you lose sight of what you're really reaching for. So
I definitely understand that. I first gained knowledge of that going to a private Catholic school and taking up theology. Now, let me back up. I took classes in theology. I didn't major in it. I took classes in theology due to the school, and I first learned about the difference between religion being a separation of is a way to separate. Ragai means separation, and then understanding spirituality. So that's where I keen in on what you just said about that. But let's get into more about you. So you said you to yourself, you love hard. You have your kids. You talked about your business. Now I do know that I follow you on I don't know what media, because all this stuff is already mixed up now. It's TikTok. I'm telling you, the media is getting mixed up. They just blew out these threads. I don't know if they're gonna have a needle next. I don't know what's going on, but okay, I follow you on TikTok and I follow your messages, and they are inspiring. So let me say that much. So thank you for your messages. That's what made me reach out to you. But I do know that you are an author. Can you tell me more about your books and your author? Some of your books.
Sure. So I'm definitely passionate about that. I've wanted to be a writer all my life. And when I say all my life, I mean from the point of like single digits. I just knew that I love wordplay. So fast forward to 3 years ago, I had a traumatic situation that really pushed me into writing my first book. And so, there's a lot more I could say about that, but sometimes, our gift is kind of pushed on us at a certain point after we have delayed it and, kind of felt like we really didn't know what to do with it. Things happen and it's just like an outpouring. And that's kind of what happened here. I started to just be woke up and laid down with the fact that, hey, you need to write about this. And it also, my writing is very therapeutic, like art is for most people. So I wrote my first book 3 years ago and I just completed my second one. So my goal is to write another 5 books before I hit 50 or within the next 7 years. So
well,
yeah.
You got about another 20 years before you hit 50. So
I'll take it.
You have some
I'll
time
take
there.
that. Thank you, sir.
No problem. You have some time there. But I heard you say about the traumatic, and if you said 3 years ago, I think that's coming around COVID time. A lot of people discovered themselves around this time.
You're right.
A lot of people had to discover themselves. So was that part of the isolation and the traumatic and all of that? Did it help? I mean, that helped, but did it push you towards something that you did not? Did it birth something that you had put away?
Not at all. It was kind of like the perfect storm. It was like I was riding along minding my business, thinking I had things in control, multitasking like I just told you I have a tendency to do, doing too much, not paying attention to everything that was going on in my life in the midst of COVID getting started and the trauma hit. So then COVID was kind of like the umbrella over all these other things that were happening. So it was like, oh, great. Now I got to cope with this during a world pandemic. So COVID really didn't, I wasn't in the house finding myself. I was healing from spinal surgery. I was in the midst of a divorce. I was completing my master's. I was homeschooling my twins. I was recovering from a traumatic car accident that included a fatality. So COVID was kind of like, I hope I don't catch that in the midst of all this. I hope I can keep my kids safe. And then my first granddaughter was born during COVID. So it just was like I said, it was a perfect storm. And I really just was forced to, I had nothing or nobody but God in that season. So, when people were, passing away left and right, and it was very much survival for me and my family too. But I was coping with so much more that I was just hoping that COVID wasn't something else that I would have to deal with. So it's different.
Well, I thank you for, I've done this for some time now, and I thank you for being transparent. I heard the first part of the conversation, and it wasn't something that you may have wanted to bring up and talk about. And I thank you for being transparent in that. Whatever God puts on you, He knows how much we can handle, even if we don't know it. And even if it comes to the breaking point, He knows what He puts on us. And that's not to sound this way, but we got to go through it. We got to go through it prayerfully. And I'm glad to see you on the other side of it. I'm glad that He birthed something in you. I know your business is called Focus Haven. Did that also come out at that time?
It didn't, but it was one of those things that I saw a need. So I had, at a time where I thought up the name Focus Haven, I had, young kids. I was in school. I was single parenting them. I was always very much business savvy. So, very much into getting information and, project management, organizing, supporting bosses. So I always knew that I wanted to be a small business owner, but I didn't always have the finances or the help or the organization. And Focus Haven came about because I was like, you know what? If I had, first of all, I need a safe place to focus. I need somewhere to go where I can share these radical ideas that I have and not have someone laughing at me, like looking at my situation and thinking, well, you're not going to be able to do that. I wanted to create a space for people to come be creative, to be able to afford the services, and not just, get information from Google. I'm talking about you're sitting in front of a person that is a critical thinker and they can apply the knowledge that you bring to them to your unique situation. So that's what Focus Haven is about. It's about, let's just silence everything in your environment and let you be creative. And I know what to do with what you bring to me. So I've been training myself for a long time to be an excellent helper. And that's also a gift of mine. So Focus Haven came about probably in like 2008. I always have had friends and family like, hey, tell me what you think about this, or, what should I do about this? So it was like, okay, let me monetize this thing.
if I need to come sit with you, because I told you when I heard you say the first part, that's me. I get phone calls all day long, and people always ask me, what do you think about something or how you do something? So I need to come sit with you about that. So
yeah, absolutely.
I know that you have so many hats you wear, but I heard something that stuck out to me. You said grandmother and you said young twins.
Oh, you just gonna call me out?
There's a gap somewhere.
That's all right though, because you know what? There is a gap because I was a young mother. My daughter, she actually had a child at 21, so it's not like she was very young. But
I'm not saying she young. I'm saying you somewhere, somehow, it was already over, and you was almost out the door, and you had twins.
This is what I'm saying. You really are following along. And this is what I told her. I was like, listen, I'm not ready to bake cookies yet. So, hey, get yourself together. And, fortunately, I did the footwork early. She's very self-sufficient and responsible. But being a grandma, my name is officially Gemma. Absolutely, it's one of the best things that I've experienced in life. It's like you literally have a child. It's like seeing your child grow up again, but you don't have to be responsible. You just get to play with them and teach them and have fun. And then when it gets a little bit too much, you call their mom. So yes, I am a grandma. She's 2 years, getting ready to be 3 in January. And I have 16-year-old twins that I'm trying to get through high school.
Okay, so it wasn't that much of a gap, but yeah.
Yep.
16, But twins, I don't know how you do that either. I look at the one, I have two, but I have 2 kids, they're separate. I look at having 2 together at the same time, Lord Jesus. So, blessings to you. You said you went through a divorce.
Yes.
With twins. So how did that that happened, not how the divorce happened. How did that situation during COVID and during the traumatic the car accident, I think you said, how did all of this play out into your book writing? Is that part of your story in the books? Absolutely.
Yeah. When you say how, I thank God, like God, because it was so intense. Everything was so intense. From the start of when I had the accident till, I was newly separated from my ex. So it was like trying to learn how to be single again and trying to handle everything, which is part of the reason why I named my book Failure to Yield, because I also, wasn't yielding too much. I was just trying to, do everything.
Can I pause right there?
Can I pause right there? Sure. I didn't know if I should stop talking or.
No. I want to pause right there because I love the title. I love the title, Failure to Yield. And you're being transparent. You're saying that you were a lot going on. And this is what happens in life with all of us, right? It's so much going on. Sometimes we fail to yield. Sometimes we fail to just stop and listen. Sometimes we fail to stop and just not make moves, not make motions. Sometimes we just doing too much. And I feel that myself, with everything, this podcast, for everybody who's listening, for you, first time, being on the show, this podcast is my therapy. And speaking to somebody like you this is all therapy for me. And hearing you say that,
I love that.
It's the truth, because we all need to stop sometime. And I think COVID was a great time for us to get reconnected with family. We started doing Zooms and things like that. People birthed businesses. It was a yield time. For me, I had COVID, and it gave me a chance to just stop and rest, stop and doing everything I was doing at the time. So your topic, your title, it touches me because it's so true. And I think more of us need to pause. That's why I pause and want to hear exactly what it is. Stop and yield. Slow down. So sorry to interject, but I think it was needed for everybody to hear that we need to slow down, stop, yield, wait, see what's going on. Then move with caution. Sorry. That's my PSA.
No need to apologize. I'm so glad you made it through COVID. I mean, thank God for that. But yeah, so the part of the reason too was that the person that I collided with, that would have been what he would have been charged with. So it was kind of like when I was getting this kind of like a push to start writing. Mm-hmm. I was asking God, like, how do I even start? What do I call this thing that happened? And it just made sense that even though that's what he did that caused us to wreck, that's what I was doing. When I stopped and realized, when I was sitting in the back of the ambulance on my way to the hospital, I was like, my blood pressure was sky high. I was realizing that I didn't have to be in that situation because I was doing something I didn't necessarily need to do. And then I needed to find a baseline. And like you said, sometimes we're going to be made to yield. If you don't want to slow down, if you don't want to, pay attention to what's going on around you, something will shut you all the way down. And that's what happened to me. And I had to recalibrate. So, yeah.
He'll do it. He knows what you can handle. And sometimes he'll put things on you that you may not understand, but it's for a reason. So,
absolutely.
I it's so many things I can go off of here that that's in your bio, but just from hearing you speak. One thing you said in your bio was how good God is, and you talked about it throughout this whole interview, whole discussion. But what also keeps you grounded? Is it family?
Well, you have family and then you have relatives.
You about to have a sermon. Preach. Go ahead.
Careful, New York. Careful. So, my kids, one of my greatest joys in life is being a mother. I absolutely love it. Though, like, initially, it was hectic. But my kids are my legacy. They're my pride and joy. So when I want to feel like Lisa, I play with them, I tease them, I teach them, I take them places. I sew into them. That's a big portal for me. So, yeah.
Okay. I just did another episode on being grounded, and I think that's a question that I want to ask people. What keeps you grounded? Because with everything, it just ties, this conversation ties everything together. With everything going on, you need things to keep you grounded. And I believe family, close family, the ones that you can lean on. The ones that lean on you definitely keep us grounded. Outside of that, there's so many things that about what was your second book? I wanted to find out what your second book was about.
So thank you for asking. That's really a big deal for me right now too, because I'm a daddy's girl, and this book is called My Daddy Is Gone, So Help Me God. I'm getting ready to have a book signing on the 22nd. The premise of that book is just basically, I literally didn't have any more daddies in my life after the age of like 40. All my granddads was gone. My father was gone. So many people in my life have lost their dads early to all these different reasons. Maybe he was never there. Maybe he had poor health. Maybe there was some infidelity. All these different reasons, daddy is gone. And I see people sink or swim. But for me, my father was a powerhouse. And when he passed away suddenly, it rocked my world. And it's still, to this day, I wish that I had have saw my father for who he really was, like one of the greatest loves I've ever known. So I thought, let me write a book that speaks from a man's perspective, because a lot of times we hear about women and children, but what about what the man did to contribute? What about the things that impacted him while he was trying to do his role? And so I can't speak for a man, but I can definitely have understanding, and I can definitely think about it from different aspects. So that's what I did with this book. There's 13 chapters. They're short stories. Some of them have a little truth and some of them don't. And when I say they don't, it's just fictional. But the premise, the book is about fathers and what they contribute to the family dynamic, and just all the different capacities in which they can be gone. So, I mean, I even lost like 3 fathers during me writing this book in 1 year. So to me, it's just so significant. It is. It's like, it's sad, and we need to bring awareness to it, and we need to talk about it. Because for me, when my dad passed away suddenly, that was not something that I needed immediate therapy.
So definitely, I understand that. I try my best to play my best role as a father, as a brother, as an uncle, as a cousin, as a mentor,
Salute.
a coach, anything I can do to step in that role to help not only males but females also, just our community, have a figure out there that they know they can call on, that they know that's true, that know that in their corner. And I think that, I mean, like you said, we need more of them. There are a lot of absent, not only absent because of relationship wise, just absent because of life in general. Yeah. We need more people that are mentors that will step in that gap and be that person. So I definitely agree with that. I know this conversation can go on and on. I want to give you another chance to come back to Cousin Ed's Corner. The key is under the mat. Don't tell anybody. But like I said, you can come down anytime you like. I'm looking for... I'll tell you more about it. We could work together on some things. I got some things coming up. But I definitely. I'd like for you to go ahead. If you have any closing words for Cousin Ed's Corner, listeners, please... go ahead and close us out. Let the audience know where they can find you, what platforms they can find you on. How can they get the book? I know you say you have a signing coming up, but this might come out either before or after. So where can they find the book? All of those closing things.
Yep. So Failure to Yield and My Daddy Is Gone. They're both on Amazon right now. Kindle and paperback versions are available. I'm on all major platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of them. You'll find me in Focus Haven. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll be back soon without the thunderstorm.
She already said it. She'll be back soon. So definitely look out for her. Guys, girls, people, family. Another great conversation, another dope sister out here. definitely go check out Sisters in Business. They have an expo coming up somewhere in your city sometime soon. Check them out. They are the sponsor of this show. Check out, they have 2 locations in Atlantic, one in Atlantic Station, one in Jersey Gardens, I believe, the second one. Definitely check out Sisters in Business. When my sister wins, we all win. I appreciate you, my sister, for coming on and joining Cousin Ed's Corner today. Lastly, as I always say, I love each and every one of you. There is nothing you can do about it. Please be safe, be blessed, and let's connect.
Thank you.
Hey, y'all. Aisha here, founder and CEO of the Sisters in Business Expo, the country's only multi-city small business expo and community created to celebrate and educate entrepreneurial women of color. Be sure to tune in to the next episode of Cousin Ed's Corner. And remember, when my sister wins, we all win.
Hey y'all, this is Lisa James, your favorite business consultant with Focus Haven LLC. Check out my content at Focus Haven LLC on TikTok and Instagram. I usually do short Let's Consult videos about business or project objectives. Learn more about that on myfocushaven.com. You'll also see where I have 2 newly published books, self-published, and I have book signings coming up this month. When I'm not problem solving or writing, I'm listening to Cousin Ed's Corner.
This episode of Cousin Ed's Corner was brought to you by the Sistah Shop. Please be sure to visit them at thesistahshop.com. That's TheSistahshop.com. Thesistahshop.com. Thank you for listening to Cousin Ed's Corner.